Hey everybody, it's Marlin M. Jenkins here reading for Cream City Review. I'm going to share 3 poems with you all today, and we'll go ahead and jump right in. This first poem was published in Cream City Review, issue 43.1. I'm pretty sure that this is true. I think that this is the only poem I've published that was written at AWP, so a little bit of context there. It's written for and after Tiana Clark, and it's called A Black Poet Quotes Zora Neale Hurston's I feel most black when I am thrown against a sharp white background at the beginning of a reading, and the white people in the crowd applaud so loud I can't hear myself. And I must admit I am afraid of white hands. And I am afraid of how intention twists the lemon dry into the sore open by the chain's rust, or the handcuffs on wrist. And I am here, and I am physical, a surface for sound waves to bounce off of, and I must keep reminding myself. And I saw myself as a pretty cardboard cutout on a deserted beach, and in a settlement in the desert, and woke white people keep telling me how not to feel. And I must say this honestly. The roar of hands is exactly the white wall against which I feel so dark. I had a dream where I went into my mother's attic to find what my face looked like. And instead, I found a white person hiding behind a dusty box who named themselves Ally, then morphed into a lion and dug teeth above my brow and under my jaw, with the tongue reaching to cover my mouth, and I woke wishing I was in a world that didn't allow me to need to write this. And I shake so many white hands, and then I shake. I can't trust my eyes, but I can't trust the sound of such a performance, of someone's claiming to give a voice to the voiceless, saying, "Look, can't you hear how much I support you?" Like a dog staring into the child's eyes barking, when the child said listen, but the dog heard speak, and the barks shake the child's wet, fragile blood, and the sound throws the child into the river, and I still don't understand how if sound waves travel faster in water, why the sound of my sister calling my name is still so muffled. Cool. Start with the very soft, calming poem. Thank you again to Cream City Review for publishing that poem, for giving it space. It's a poem that I wasn't sure if, or at least how long it would take for it to find a home, just given the subject material and its willingness to not hide itself. I really wanted that poem to not hide, and so I'm glad it's able to be in the world in a way in which it won't be doing that. I'll read 2 more poems. They're both in this chapbook, Capable Monsters, by me, published by Bull City Press February 18th, so it's still pretty new, my little baby book. I'm a little bit sad that the second half of the tour had to be canceled, but I'm really thankful for being able to share these poems through other formats, this being one of them. I'll read the final 2 poems in the chapbook. A lot of things are happening in this chapbook. The primary thread is a series of poems inspired by the Pokemon Pokédex. So the Pokédex, if you don't know, is like the encyclopedia of Pokemon. It gives the name, the number for a particular Pokemon or type of Pokemon, and then a little quote, a little blurb about it. So each of the poems in that series start with those things, with the name, the number, and the quote. This one's a Persona poem. Pokédex entry number 150, Mewtwo. Mewtwo is a Pokemon that was created by genetic manipulation. However, even though the scientific power of humans created this Pokemon's body, they failed to endow Mewtwo with a compassionate heart. Do not mistake this stillness for death. Do not come into this cave unless you have come to plead, to pray. Here, where night is meaningless as atonement, as functionless tale. Here in intellect and armor, here a graveyard of whatever has challenged me. Which version of the story did you learn? Was it the one where I was always silent, dimming cerulean behind a rolled stone? Or the one with the girl who died, with everyone waiting for me to own the axe that shaped this disturbed blood? I was in a lab, on a table, the hands and computers of men, their shackles and selected memories, their hazy consent, what they call progress. I do not know this world as you do, but I know how to hold myself in a bubble, how to turn brainwaves to suturing skin. This exoskeleton isn't for show. This story isn't new. Men created this and then the options, submit or be outcast. Men who deny their power only once they find it somewhere else, and really, I could come back to crush them all. But I am oh so tired. And oh, give it time. They will destroy themselves. Okay, last poem. Pokédex entry number 35, Clefairy. On every night of a full moon, groups of this Pokemon come out to play. When dawn arrives, the tired Clefairy return to their quiet mountain retreats and go to sleep nested up against each other. And if we become so rare, let us be like Clefairy, hidden, alone with our beauty to be seen only by each other, full of moonlight enough to reject confines like gravity, like the house, like the rocky ground. We'll gather each night to walk on the lake, jubilee, revival, reception to commemorate the survival, to know they want to hear our cries, keep us owned and docile, but they can't follow us home. We have learned dance and know how to grace the air, to walk on water as long as our energy will allow, until we retreat, tired, only from the party, not the oppression, not the conversations lasting hundreds of years, not the legacy of so much weight. No longer running from anything, only returning to our rest, gathering in each other's names, in caves and mountains where you can't find us, holding each other tight and forever. Thanks so much.